Hello everyone. So I welcome you all on this third lecture of strength of material. So in this lecture we are going to see a new topic that is called as elongation of bar. So after this we are going to see the principle of superposition, and followed by that we will see some numericals that were asked in the GATE examination based on this particular topic. So let's start the topic. First of all, what is elongation of the bar? So actually we are going to see the elongation of the bar because of axial loading only. Because of axial loading. So let's understand this one. Let's assume one prismatic bar. Let's say one bar we have. This bar is fixed from one end, and you are applying the load P here. So because of this P force, we are interested in calculating the increase in length of this object. इस बार का लेंथ कितना इंक्रीज हुआ that we are supposed to find out. Okay, so let's suppose for this length of the bar is L and the cross section of this particular bar is A. Okay, so अपन ने इस बार के लिए इस टाइप की प्रॉब्लम के लिए लॉ पढ़ा था, that is called as Hooke's law, and according to that we have seen that stress is equals to E into strain. Okay, so this sigma is stress, E is Young's modulus of elasticity, and epsilon is your strain that we have already seen. So let's put the value of all parameters. So stress is what we know, that is internal resisting force per unit area, and that is equals to P upon cross section area is A, and epsilon is your strain. Strain we know, that is change in length upon actual length. So change in length is actually delta L and actual length is L. So we'll put down these two values on equation number this. Okay, so let's see what happens. So it's P upon A, that should be equals to E into delta L upon L. Okay, so from here you are supposed to find out the value of delta L. So delta L will be equals to P L upon A E. So that is nothing but the expression for changing length equation. So जब भी किसी प्रॉब्लम में अपने को किसी भी बार का एक्शियल लोडिंग के कारण लेंथ चेंज निकालना पड़ेगा, we are going to use this formula. P is your applied load, L is the length of bar, A is the cross section area of the bar, and E is the Young's modulus of the. Okay, so in this type of problem there can be many varieties of problem. Either they can give you the value of P and you are supposed to find out the value of delta L, or they can give you the value of delta L and you are supposed to find out the value of P. So ultimately you are going to use this same equation. Okay, so in this equation we are going to use all SI units for solving the problem. We'll see one problem, and in that problem only I'll explain how we can take the different units. So let's see the first problem based on this. Very simple problem we are going to see. Let's see the first problem based on this one. So as you can read the problem, so a prismatic bar is given to you with 5 different sections, and one common force of 800 kilonewton is applied at the extreme end of the section. One tensile force is applied. So this 800 kilonewton force is common for all 5 sections. Okay, and one more data is given to you. So force P is what, 800 kilonewton is given to you, and the Young's modulus of this particular material, Young's modulus for all the material is same, and that value is given as 204 GT. So we'll see all the conversions also. So for this particular bar you are supposed to find out the elongation of the bar. Okay, so I think you all have read the problem. So let's find out the elongation of the bar. So elongation of the bar, total elongation of the bar you are supposed to find out. This, for elongation of the bar you have to use a formula called PL upon AP. That is load, length, area, and Young's modulus. Now there are 5 different sections. So you have to apply this same formula for all 5 sections. And if you see carefully, this problem carefully, in section 1 and section 5 is same, the same diameter and same length. Section 2 and section 4 is also same diameter and same length. So we can multiply it by 2 also. So let's let's find out the value of delta L for all the problems. So this will be nothing but delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3 plus delta L4 plus delta L5. So now we'll try to put down all the values of delta L1 to delta L5 in same manner, PL upon A. So in all 5 sections, the value of P and the value of E, that is load and Young's modulus is common, only changes in L and A. So I'll take the P and E common first of all. Let's take the common thing. So P load is given as 800 kilonewton. So we'll convert this 800 kilonewton into newtons, because we'll convert all the value of load into newtons. So 800 into 10 raised to power 3 upon Young's modulus is also common over there. So Young's modulus is what? 204. So 204 GPa is given to you. So we have already seen the conversion of GPa to MPa, that is Newton per mm square, in the previous lecture. So if we multiply it by 10 raised to power 3, that GPa will be converted into MPa, that is Newton per mm square. So always we'll take the length in mm and load in newtons. Okay. So this P and E we have done. Now L and A part is left. So L for this one, section 1 is length for this section is 400 upon area. So this is diameter given to you. 80 is what? The diameter given to you. So 80 is nothing but diameter, no? So remember it. So this is diameter given to you. Okay. So if this is diameter, so pi by 4 d square you have to do. So pi by 4 is also common. So let's take this pi by 4 also common. So this is pi by 4 we have taken out. And here you have to do the diameter square. Pi by 4, diameter was 80, so 80 square after. Plus, for second section again, the length is 300 multiplied by diameter is 60 square. Plus, for third section, length is 500 upon diameter is 100 square. Again for L4, this fourth section, again length is 300 and diameter is 60. So here also I have same section, so I can multiply this by 2 directly. You can multiply this by 2, and for fifth section again you can multiply this by 2, and this will be your section. If there is any change in the length or diameter here, then I need to add that part separately. This was not similar, so I can add to multiply directly. Okay, so now this is the problem you have. Now you have to solve this in your calculator and you will come to know with the final answer. So I have the answer now, so I will put the answer as 1.708 m. So this will be the solution for this problem. Okay, so this is very simple problem. Only you have to find out the value of delta L. Okay, so in this problem the value of load is given to you and you are supposed to find out the value of elongation. So we'll see one more problem, the opposite problem, where the value of elongation will be or contraction will be given to you and the value of load needs to be found out. So let's see the next problem. Okay, so now let's read the second problem. So the second problem says a bar is made of the two cross sections. One is steel, the other one is of steel, and second one is of aluminium. Two square cross section is given to you. Okay, so this bar is acted upon the one compressive force of P. The value of P should be found out. Let's assume the value of P is in Newton. So the answer will also be in Newton. So I have assumed the value of P is in Newton. So determine the value of P if the total decrease in length of the bar is 0.3. Means what? Total delta L is given to you, that is 0.3 mm. 0.3 mm is total delta L given to you. At the same time, Young's modulus of steel is also given to you, that is 205 GPa. So you have to convert this GPa into MPa, and Young's modulus of aluminium is also given to you, that was equals to 75 GPa. So these two values are given to you and you are supposed to find out the value of P. So it's also same problem, similar kind of problem, only here the change of length is given to you as to the force P. Okay, so what was the formula we have? Delta L is equals to PL upon A E was the formula. Now we have two sections. One is made of the steel and second one is made up of the aluminum. And all values are different. See, length is different, diameter is different. Sorry, length is different, cross section is also different. It's a square cross section now. 30 cross 30 square cross section is there. Okay, so cross section is also different as well as the Young's modulus is also different. Okay, so we'll do here delta L1 plus delta L2. Okay, so here the value is in compression. So all delta L1, delta L2 should be a negative value and delta L is also should be negative value. So this negative value will incorporate here. So 0.3 M is the contraction given to you. Delta L1 is what? PLAE for section 1, that is steel. Or instead of 1 and 2 I can write down delta L for steel and delta L for aluminum. Okay, so let's apply. So load for steel is same. P is common for steel. Length of steel तो दिया है 600 mm divided by area of steel. This is also value is also in mm only. So 30 cross 30. So 30 square directly I'm writing. Remember, it's a square cross section. It's not a bar. It's a square cross section here. Okay. So multiply the cross sectional area. After that, E. Young's modulus of steel, that is 205 GPa. So I have to do 205 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 for converting to GPa into MPa, because every unit should be Newton and mm. Okay. So plus the first part. Second, for aluminium, again P, length of aluminium is 800 mm. So 800 you have to do divide by 60 square multiplied by 75 into 10 raised to power 3 again, that is GPa to MPa conversion. So you have one equation and only a single unknown in the equation is P. So if you solve this equation, you will get one unknown, that is value of P you get. So I think so this part you can do on your calculators, and the value of P should always in Newton, because we have assumed the value in Newton. That's why the value of P will always in Newton. After solving this entire expression, you will get the value of P in Newton, and that value of P we are getting is 48270. 48270 Newton should be your answer. Okay, so this was a simple problem based on the elongation of bar. Now we'll see the next topic, that is called as principle of superposition. So we'll see the new topic, that is called as principle of superposition. So this principle of superposition topic is applicable for the problems where more than one load is acting in a member, that is intermittent loads are acting in the members. Let's say in previous problem we have seen one step shaft. Okay, this type of shaft we have seen in the previous problem where one single load of P was acting for both the members or for multiple members. Okay, now if instead of only this load P, there is one more load is acting here also, that is load Q is also there, or here one more section and load R is also there. So if this type of situation is there where more than one loads are acting in a particular member for different sections, then for solving this type of problem we use the concept called principle of superposition. So in this principle of superposition we have to take the account of all individual loads by taking the individual sections. So we'll try to understand this concept with simple numerical. So let's see one simple numerical based on principle of superposition, and on that numerical only we'll try to understand how we can apply the principle of superposition. Okay, let's see that one. So now let's understand that's how we can apply the principle of superposition here. So this is a different problem from the previous one. Here one ABCD beam is given to you. On this beam there are AB, CD and AB, BC and CD three sections. On these three sections the intermediate loads are also active. अगर ये intermediate load नहीं लग रहा होता 20-30 किलोमीटर का, तो अपन डायरेक्टली जैसे पहले सॉल्व किए थे वैसे ही प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकते थे. बट अगर यहाँ इंटरमीडिएट लोड अप्लाई हो रहा है, देन यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम ऑफ इंडिविजुअल सेक्शन, दैट इज सेक्शन AB, सेक्शन BC एंड सेक्शन CD, and you are supposed to find out the load acting on that individual sections. Let's see that. Very easy thing is there, don't need to worry. So we'll draw the free body diagram of the section AB. So let's draw the section AB first. So this is the section AB I have drawn. Similarly, section BC you have to draw. So let's draw the BC section also. So this is a BC section we have, and this is a CD section we have. This is A, B, C, B. Sorry, A, B. This is B, C, and C and B. So for this problem, I have taken a similar cross section for all the section, that is 25 diameter. Maybe the problem with different cross section or different material is also possible. So only 3 different Young's modulus and 3 different diameter will be given to you. Rest every method will be, everything will be same. Every step will be same. Okay. So now for finding out the load on individual section, you can either start from extreme right side or you can start from extreme left side. जो भी known value रहेगा आपको वहाँ से start कर सकते हैं. But here we have both values are known to us. So let's start with the extreme left side. So first of all, we'll see the section AB. So on this section AB, on point A, 60 kilonewton tensile force is acting. So I'll apply the value of 60 kilonewton here. 60 kilonewton I have applied on section. So अगर आपको सेक्शन AB को इक्विलिब्रियम में मेंटेन करना है, तो यहाँ पे कितना लोड लगाना चाहिए आपको? 60 का. यहाँ पे अपन ने क्या लगा दिया? 60 का लोड लगा दिया. Now your section AB is in equilibrium, so the load acting on section AB is equals to 60 kilo. Okay. Now if you see this B line or B part, on this B part actually force is acting what? 20 kilonewton on the left side. Okay. So on B point 20 kilonewton left side force was acting, but यहाँ पर क्या किया? By mistake B point पे 60 right side पे force लगा दिया. So let's understand this. This is your B point. आपको क्या करना था? B point से left side पे क्या करना था आपको? 20 का force लगाना, 20 kilonewton का force apply करना था. आपको यहाँ पे इस डायरेक्शन पे 20 का फोर्स अप्लाई करा था. रिस्पॉन्स वाज 20, बट आपने गलती से क्या कर दिया? यहाँ पे 60 राइट साइड पे अप्लाई कर दिया. मींस व्हाट, आपने क्या कर दिया? 60 यहाँ पे अप्लाई कर दिया. 60. तो अगर आपको बी पे 20 अप्लाई करना है, वापस इस पोजीशन पे आना है अगर आपको, तो यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक कितना वापस आना पड़ेगा आपको? 80. So what I'll do? I'll apply the 80 force in this direction. Hope so this concept was clear to you. अगर आपको ये फोर्स से समझ में नहीं आता, so try to understand this distance. Let's say आपको B पॉइंट से 20 मीटर डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करना था, बट आप गलती से राइट साइड पे क्या कर दिए? 60 मीटर ट्रैवल कर लिए. सो वापस इस लोकेशन पे आने पे क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? आपको 80 मीटर फिर से ट्रैवल करके आना पड़ेगा. So that's why we have applied 80 force. So if you find out the algebraic sum of this one, so this is 80 on left side and 60 on right side. So algebraic sum of this one will be 20 on left side and this is the value. Okay. So अगर यहाँ पे 80 का फोर्स लगा है, तो BC सेक्शन को इक्विलिब्रियम में लाने के लिए करना पड़ेगा आपको. यहाँ पे भी 80 किलोन्यूटन का फोर्स अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. So now force on section BC is equals to 80 kilonewton. Okay. सिमिलरली जैसा अपन यहाँ देखा था, सेम कांसेप्ट सी यहाँ भी देखेंगे. तो सी पॉइंट पे क्या लगाना था फोर्स? एक्चुअली 30 राइट साइड पे फोर्स लगाना चाहिए था, बट आपने क्या कर दिया? गलती से 80 राइट साइड पे लगा दिया. तो क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको? वापस ऑपोजिट साइड पे, उसके लेफ्ट साइड पे 50 का फोर्स अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. एंड ये बैलेंस करने के लिए राइट साइड पे फोर्स क्या लगाना पड़ेगा आपको? And 50, and that 50 should be same as this, because entire bar should be in equilibrium. Okay, so hope so ये पार्ट सबको क्लियर होगा. ये पार्ट अगर आपको क्लियर है, then only it will be very easy. Then only the principle of superposition will be easy. So अगर समझ में नहीं आया तो just pause the video and again we again listen to this. Again, listen to this part. Okay. So now we have load on all different sections. The load in section C, D is also equals to 50 kN. And see, all loads are tensile in nature. So all values should be in the positive one. So all loads are tensile on. Okay. So based on all three loads, now you are supposed to find out the change in length. So I know the value of change in length is what? PL upon AE. So you have to apply this PL upon AE formula for all three sections. Now there is a area is same for all three sections because the area is 25 mm diameter is given to you. But now the load is different, length is different, Young's modulus is also same. So area and Young's modulus can be taken out as a common, and only load and length will be there. So if you find out the total change in length delta L, that will be equals to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3, and for this that should be equals to 1 upon area into Young's modulus will be common for all. So 1 upon pi by 4 square multiplied by Young's modulus is 190 GPa. So 190 into 10 raised to power 3 GPa to MPa conversion. Now you have to add P into L. So length here is what? Sorry, load is 60 and length is 2 meter. Remember, meter should be converted into mm. So 60 into 10 raised to power 3 multiplied by 2 meters. So 2 is multiplied by 10 raised to power 3. So this thing 10 raised to power 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 is same for all. So we can take that also common. So I will take this part also common. So it will be 10 raised to power 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 3. So 10 raised to power 6 will have. Here the value will be 60 multiplied by length is 2 plus here the value is 80, length is 1 meter plus 50 and length is again 3 meter. Okay, so now this is your mathematical expression you have. So remember, no? Here 60 was in kilonewton and meter is 10 raised to 3. 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 3 I have taken common from all, and here I have 10 raised to 6. Okay, so if you solve the entire value, you will get the value of delta L, and that value of delta L must be in mm only because you have taken all the length in mm. So we can calculate, I think so. So I'll write down the value directly. So this value of L we have is 3.75. So this is the final value of length, the change in length here. Okay. So now, this was all about the principle of superposition. Now, after that, we'll see some numericals that were asked in the GATE examination based on this particular topic. Okay. So let's get it. Now let's see some questions of previous year GATE examinations. Okay. So the first question is given as a rod of length L having uniform cross-section area A is subjected to tensile force P as shown. Okay. If the Young's modulus of the material varies linearly from E1 to E2, means what, from left hand to right hand Young's modulus is varying along the length of rod, the normal stress developed at section SS we are supposed to find. Okay. So this type of problem is very only to confuse the students. Okay. Here they are changing the Young's modulus from left section to right section linearly from E1 to E2, and they have asked you to find out the stress at SS cross section. Okay. So we know one thing, that normal stress does not depend on Young's modulus. Normal stress is what? Stress is resistance force per unit area, that is force P upon per unit area A. There is nothing to do with Young's modulus or in any section. So for entire section कहीं भी निकालना हो सेक्शन पे, हर एक सेक्शन पे नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस का वैल्यू क्या होगा? फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, that is P upon A only. So for this problem the answer will be this P upon A only. A, option A. Okay, so let's see the next one, second problem. So so this problem is based on your principle of superposition that we have seen right now. This problem was asked in M 2016 set 1 2-mark problem is there. Okay, what they have given, or a horizontal bar of with a cross section, constant cross section is subjected to loading as shown. Okay, the Young's modulus of section AB and BC is given as 3N E. For the deflection at C is 0, so C point पे deflection 0 दिया हुआ है, and इस deflection के लिए you have to find out the ratio of P by F. So this P upon F इसका ratio आपको निकालना है. Okay, so let's see this problem on the board, so that will be very easy. So you see this problem, very easy problem. Okay, and this one asked for 2 marks. Let's see this problem. So now let's see this problem. So this problem was based on principle of superposition, and they have asked you to find out the value of P upon F. The ratio of P upon F you are supposed to find out. And then you will know thing that the reflection of C point is 0. Means what? The total length of the beam, total extension in the length of the beam, that should be equals to 0. Okay. So for solving this problem, first of all, we draw the free body diagram of section AB and BC. So we can start from left side as well as from right side also. But if you start from left side, there is support on the left side, you can see here. Okay. So if you want to start from left side, you are supposed to find out the summation of, with the summation of Fx, you are supposed to find out the reaction at the support. But this will unnecessarily increase one step. So what we'll do, we'll start from the right side, the known side. Okay. So in C point, right side, one force is acting, that is in right direction, that is force F. So here also force F should act for maintaining it in a equilibrium. So force on BC is acting as F. Now on this section B point, the force P should act in the left direction. So here I need to apply the force P, and that force P should be in the left direction. So this force P I have applied, but इसी से पहले क्या किया अपन ने B पॉइंट पे F फोर्स भी अप्लाई कर दिया लेफ्ट साइड. तो इस F फोर्स अप्लाई कितना करना था अपने को, P फोर्स अप्लाई करना, बट अपने बाय मिस्टेक कितना अप्लाई कर दिया, F अप्लाई कर दिया. तो इसको वापस P मेंटेन करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको, P माइनस F फोर्स लेफ्ट साइड पे अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. इन दोनों का आप अलजेब्रिक समेशन लेंगे तो दैट विल बी इक्वल्स टू P ओनली. नाउ अगर इधर कंप्रेसिव फोर्स है तो दिस साइड आल्सो यू हैव टू अप्लाई P माइनस F फोर्स ओनली. Okay, so here the force is acting in the compressive direction, here the force is acting in the tensile direction. In the compressive we have to take at negative and tensile will take it as a positive. Okay, so now we'll find out the total delta L value. So delta L total was equals to delta L1 plus delta L2, and we know the value of delta L, that is equals to P L upon AE. Okay, now delta L total value is given as 0 in the column, so left side is 0. Delta L1 is for section AB. So based on this formula, let's apply this. So this P L upon AE you have to apply. So P is force. So this value of P is coming as P minus F, that is in compressive direction. So minus of P minus F you have to apply. This minus sign indicates the compressive direction. Next, length of this section is given as L, and this section is also L. So length is given as L, A and E. Area for section AB. Area is not given, so area will consider A only, and Young's modulus is 3 times of P. Okay, sorry. Plus for second section the load is F, and that is also in tensile direction. So F multiplied by L upon A multiplied by Young's modulus is given as E only. Okay, now we'll solve this one. Okay, so we'll take this first part on the left side and we'll cancel out all the things. So L and L will get cancelled, and A will get cancelled, E and P also will get cancelled. So only the remaining thing is P minus F upon 3, and that should be equals to F. Because EAE, LEA, all are common cancelled out. Okay, so you will solve this one. You will get P is equals to, this is 3f plus f, that is 4f, and P upon f you are supposed to find. So P upon f is nothing but 4 is 2, 4 upon. So this is the answer for this particular problem, that is 4 is to 1 or 4. You can, ratio is what? Okay, so in this way you can solve this type of problem. Let's see one more problem based on this nomination of bar only. So let's see the third problem. So this problem is a quite newness is there in the problem. It's a very good problem. Generally this type of problem is not seen anywhere. Okay, so let's read the problem first of all. So a horizontal bar which is fixed at one end. So they have given one horizontal bar to you. This horizontal bar is fixed at one end. So let's say L is the length of particular bar. So length of the bar is 1 meter given to you, and x is equals to 0 here, and x is equals to 1 here. They have given this one. Okay, has a length of 1 meter and has a cross sectional area as 100 mm square. So cross sectional area of the bar is 100 mm square. They have given to you. Okay. Its elastic modulus varies along the length and given by e raised to x. Ex is equals to 100 e raised to power minus x GQ. So E is varying. Young's modulus is not constant here. So Young's modulus is varying with respect to x, and that value is given as 100 e raised to power minus x GQ. And here this x is given as, they have given x is along 0 to 1 meter, and the value of x is in meter. Okay, so along this, so here the value will be 100 e raised to power 0, and here the value will be 100 e raised to power 1. So in this way your value of Young's modulus is varying. So Young's modulus is not constant here, remember. Okay, next. Where the x is coordinate, okay, the axial tensile load of 10 kN is applied at the free end, this one. So axial tensile load, so here you have applied the tensile load of 10 kN. The axial displacement of the free end is in mm. Means what, you are supposed to find out the delta L of the bar, and that value should be in mm. So fill in the blanks is there, so आपको वहाँ पे correct answer जो भी आएगा वो fill up करना है. So let's see this problem. So for solving this problem, we'll convert the units first of all. So we'll take all the units in Newton and meter. That we are doing only for avoiding the confusion, because यहाँ पे आपको क्या करना है, e raised to x पे यूनिट जो देना है वो हमेशा मीटर में ही देना है. So we'll take all the units in Newton and meter, and लास्ट में जो भी L का वैल्यू आएगा मीटर में आएगा, and we'll convert that meter into mm. Okay, so let's start the problem. So here what is happening? So you are supposed to find the value of delta L. So I know delta L is nothing but PL upon AT. That is very simple problem. So अभी क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पे PL upon AE कब होता है, जब अपना फोर्स P कांस्टेंट होता है, तो its length, L तो लेंथ है, E क्या होता है पूरे बार के लिए जब वो कांस्टेंट होता है. अभी क्या हो रहा है, the value of E is not constant, E is varying with length. Okay, so for solving this type of problem, what we'll do, we'll take one section here. So let's take one section here. So this section we have taken, and the length of the section we have taken as dx as the length of section. Okay, and on this section, the Young's modulus of elasticity is Ex. Okay, so if for this particular section, जो हमने यहाँ पे small section लिया है, अगर आप इस small section के लिए change in length का वैल्यू निकालेंगे, तो क्या आएगा? So for small section delta, the value force P will be common for this section also. So the force P is common. Now what is the length of this small section? Dx. So dx is the length of the small section upon cross section area of the small section is again A multiplied by Young's modulus of that small section is Ex. Okay, so Ex is the Young's modulus for that particular small section. Okay, so now we'll put down the values and we'll integrate it for getting the length for entire section. So let's put down the values first of all. value of T, load value is given as 10 kilonewtons, so we will convert this 10 into 10 to the power 3 in newtons. Dx is the length, no worries, let's take dx is dx only. Area is given as 100 mm square, so mm should be converted into meter, so it will be 100 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 6 meter, so it's mm square. So 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 3 mm, so likewise we will convert 100 into 10 to the power 6 meters. And Young's modulus is given as 100 e raised to the power minus x, Gp is given, no? So it will be 100 e raised to the power minus x multiplied by 10 raised to the power 9, because GPa 2 you have to convert in gigapascal to pascal, so gigapascal is 10 raised to the power 9, so 10 raised to the power 9 I have multiplied. Okay, so now let's integrate it and we'll take all the constants, solve the constants also. So we'll integrate it. So after integrating of delta from 0 to L, you will get the value of total change in length, and that integration part will have, and here I have constant part. So for constant, you will cut down the constant things. So here I have 10 raised to 9, 10 raised to 6 is there. So remaining is 10 raised to 3 only. So this 10 raised to 3 is 10 raised to 3. Cancelled out more, and this 10 and this 10 will be cancelled out. So budget as plus 1 upon 1000. And here 0 to L. L is what? 0 to 1. Let's integrate it 0 to 1 only. And integration of dx you have to do 1 upon e raised to minus x. So e raised to minus x will become e raised to power x. Okay. So now we'll integrate this one. So integration of e raised to x is, we know e raised to x only. So 1 upon 1000 e raised to power x minus e raised to x only, and it's 0 to 1. Now we'll put down the limits. So this will be 1 upon 1000 e raised to power 1 minus e raised to power 0. So e raised to power 1 is nothing but 2.17, and minus e raised to power 0 is again 1. E raised to power 0 is 1. Okay. So if you subtract this one, you will get 1.17 divided by 1000 meter. The answer should be meter. So you convert this meter into mm, so this 1000 will gone. And finally, here I will write the value of delta L. You will have this 1 point. You subtract 2.17 minus 1, so 1.17 mm is the value. Or here 3 I think, so 3 is the value here. I can write 3 also, 1.17. So this is nothing but the change in length for this particular bar with varying Young's modulus. Okay. So in this way we can solve the problems of superposition and the elongation of bars. Okay. Thank you.